everybody, welcome to another of my routines, and today we're going to start with some roll downs, which is a lovely way of loosening up the spine. So come to standing and we'll take a moment to check our alignment, remembering to have your feet and knees hip width apart, and remembering that your hip bones are these bony prominences at the front and nothing to do with any padding at the side. Have your weight even between both your legs, so you're not standing on one leg more than the other, with your feet neither turned in nor turned out. And make sure you're neither too far back on your heels or too far forward on your front of your foot. So you've got about the same even weight between the front and the back of the foot. So feel nice and grounded through both your legs into the ground, but now lengthened away through the spine from the hips and pelvis upwards. Lengthen through the front of the body as well as through the spine at the back, so no creases in the front of your body. Your neck is lengthened away from your shoulders, which are relaxed, and your face is nice and soft and released, balancing on top of your spine. So breathing in to have that sense of lengthening up through the spine, and we'll start the roll downs on our next out breath. So breathe in to lengthen through your spine. And breathe out, start your roll downs from the top of your neck. Isolate your neck to begin with, and then come down nice and slowly, keeping your focus on your spine. Each vertebra coming up and over as if coming out of a fountain. Nice and slowly, keeping your arms relaxed, your shoulders relaxed, your head relaxed. No tension creeping into your face. And come down just however far you feel comfortable, especially on the first one. We'll stay here for a couple of breaths, focusing your breath into your back. So breathing in, and as you breathe in, your ribcage expands out to the side and stretches your spine. And as you breathe out, your ribcage comes back together. And breathe in again. And as you breathe out, scooping your tummy in, coming up from the pelvis, keeping your shoulders relaxed, no tension creeping into your neck. Coming up from the pelvis, get the pelvis all the way back round into neutral, so your hip bones are back facing the front, and you'll find the rest of the spine gently floats up pretty much on its own. Breathing in to lengthen up through your spine. Breathing out, rolling down from the top of your neck, rolling down nice and slowly. Each vertebra coming up and over one at a time, so you get maximum flexibility in your spine, keeping any tension out of your shoulders and your head, coming down as far as feels comfortable. Again, we'll stay here for a couple of breaths, feeling really grounded through your heels and lengthened up through the back of your leg, your bottom lengthening away from your heels. Breathing into your back, and then on your next out breath, scooping your tummy in, coming up from the pelvis. Just work the pelvis all the way back into neutral, and the rest of the spine does its own thing, floating up on its own and lengthening away. You don't actually have to do very much at all. Breathing in to lengthen up through your spine. Breathing out, rolling, isolating the neck, coming up and over each time. You find yourself a little bit more open, a little bit more flexible, not quite so tight. We're going to do 5 in total. And on the next 3, I want you to bend your knees so you can get a bit more of your hand onto the floor. And then just see how much you can stretch and open up behind the leg. It doesn't matter if you don't straighten completely. It's a very gradual stretch. You don't want to snap anything behind the knee. It's a gradual stretching. We're going to do 2 more of these. Stretch, bend, and stretch, and then scoop your tummy in, coming up from the pelvis. No tension creeping into the shoulders or the jaw or the neck. Lengthening up, pelvis back in neutral. And we'll do 2 more like that. Breathe in, breathe out, roll your neck down. If there's one exercise that I would pick of all the different Pilates exercises for your flexibility and loosening up the spine, it's the roll downs. So come all the way down again, bend your knees so you can challenge your hand position, and then see how much you can straighten up behind the knee, nice and slowly, cautiously. Bend and straighten, bend and straighten. Coming up, scooping the tummy in,
Getting the pelvis all the way back round into neutral.
And lengthening your spine up. And we'll do one more. Breathing in, breathing out, starting your roll downs. Don't start to hurry it. Don't forget to isolate your neck first of all. So if you have a chance to do just even 5 of these every day, you'll really notice a difference in how your spine stays a little bit more loose, not quite so tight. One last time of challenging your hand position. Bend and straighten your legs. Bend and straighten. Bend and straighten. One more. Bend, straighten and scoop your tummy in, coming up from the pelvis. Everything hopefully feeling a lot less tight now. And lengthening up. Well, my spine feels a lot nicer and looser, so hopefully yours does too. Now come to standing now with your legs as wide as you feel comfortable. Make sure that as you take your legs wide, you don't start sticking out your bottom. So keep that pelvis tucked around, keep engaging through the pelvic floor and lower abdominals. And we're going to come forward with a flat back to begin with. I want you to hinge from these hip creases. If you put your fingers in here, you can come forward with a nice flat back, and you start getting a nice stretch to the inside thighs and through the back of the legs. And then let your head and your arms hang down to wherever you feel comfortable. It doesn't matter if you can't reach the floor, just let your head and arms hang, but just come down to wherever you feel comfortable. And you can adjust your legs to being a little bit wider if you need, or not so wide if you're feeling slightly unstable. Stay here for a couple of breaths and just allow yourself to relax here, bringing your arms down as much as you possibly can and just relaxing into this, breathing into your back. And throughout this exercise, you're not going to shift your weight into one leg or the other, but you're going to rotate from the waist and rotate over to your left leg. Your right arm will come across your body and hold on the outside of your left leg. And then you're going to float your left arm up to the ceiling, wrapping around your rib cage, and see if you can see your fingertips so you get a nice rotation in the neck. Take a couple of breaths in here, especially focusing your breath onto the left hand side of your rib cage, and then bring your left arm down, let both arms come back to the center. Stop just temporarily to check you haven't shifted your weight, and then rotate from the waist over your right leg, and your left arm comes across. And you float your right arm up to the ceiling, seeing if you can see your fingertips. Stay here, a nice full breath in, especially to the right side of the rib cage. Couple of breaths. And then let your right arm come down, both hands come back to the center. And we'll do 2 more each side, rotating your body over your left leg. Now, if you can't reach low down on the outside of your left leg, you can have your hand wherever you feel comfortable. Don't be so tight and stiff here that you can't breathe. So just wherever you feel comfortable, and gradually you'll loosen up and find it more easy. Come back to the center, rotate your body over your right leg, holding on to the outside with your left arm, and float your right arm up to the ceiling. Breathing into the rib cage here. Then bring your right arm down, both arms back to the center. Then rotate your body over your left leg and float your left arm up to the ceiling, seeing if you can see your fingertips. Nice breath in here. And then bring your left arm down, both arms come back to the center. Rotate over your right leg, holding onto the outside with your left. Float your right arm up to the ceiling. Nice full breath in here. Then bring your right arm down and then come back to the center. Let's stay here for a couple of breaths. And if your hands still can't reach the floor, don't worry, hold on to your legs wherever you feel comfortable. And take your legs as wide as you feel you can cope with. If you can get your hands on the floor, then come down as low as you can. And we're going to stay here for a couple of breaths, and you should feel a really good stretch through the inside of your thighs here. Let your head relax down. Let your arms relax. Come back to the center at any point you feel it's too strong, or just come back in a little way. One more deep breath into your back. And from here,
Keep your hands on the floor or bend your knees so your hands reach the floor and toe heel your way back to the centre. You can bend your knees at any point where you don't feel comfortable. Let your head hang down and then roll yourself back up as we did in the roll downs.
Great. Now we'll do a little bit of work on your stomach. So come to lying on your mat, and we're going to start sitting with your feet and your legs hip width apart. We're going to do 8 of these in total, and I'm going to start with the sort of easier version and then give you a few alternatives if you want to challenge yourself a little bit more. So come to sitting with your hands on your thighs, sitting nice and tall. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, tuck your pelvis under and get your spine back on the mat, starting from your lower spine, and gently with control come down 1 vertebra at a time until you're completely down on the mat. Breathe in and bring your head up. Breathe out, slide your hands along your thighs and curl your spine off 1 vertebra at a time. And now bring your body over your legs. Hold on to wherever you can reach, either by the knees or along your shins, but hold on and gently draw your body down towards your legs. Let your head be heavy. Then sit tall, breathing in, lengthen up through your spine. Breathe out, tuck your pelvis under and come back, trying not to fall back, but using your abdominals to control that so you come down with control onto your mat. Breathe in to bring your head up. Breathe out to roll your spine off, sliding your hands along your legs. And again, we'll take your body over your legs once more. Hold on to wherever you can reach, further down if necessary. Gently drawing your body down over your legs. Try and keep straight behind your knees so you get a good stretch behind your legs at the same time. Breathe in to sit tall. And now I'm going to take your arms out. This is a little bit harder, so if you find that you're flopping down on the mat, then take your arms a little bit lower, but again come down with control. And this time you're going to take your arms behind your head. You breathe in to bring your arms and your head up, and you breathe out to roll yourself up. Now you can have your arms high or low, wherever you feel. You can come up without using your shoulders to help heave yourself up. And then draw your body down over your legs, getting a nice stretch through your back and the back of the legs. We'll do another one at that level. Breathing in to sit tall. Breathe out, rolling your spine down. All the way down, take your arms behind your head. Breathing in to bring your arms and your head up. Breathing out to roll yourself up. Have your arms high or low, wherever you can use your tummy and not your shoulders to come up. And another lovely stretch through the back of your legs and through your back. Shoulders and head stay relaxed. And now another challenge. If you want to try this, you can come back with your arms by your hands by your temples. And need a little bit more control to come down on the mat without dropping down. And take your arms behind your head. Breathe in to bring your head and your arms up. Breathe out to roll yourself up, shoulders staying down and coming forward over your legs. So now find your position that you feel comfortable with. Another little challenging position is to bring your hands, your legs closer together. We'll still go back with your hands by your temples, but if you find that you're dropping down here, then take your hands back either in front of you or back down onto your thighs. Take your arms behind, breathe in, bring your head and your arms up and then roll yourself up. And another lovely stretch. And now hopefully your hands are reaching a little bit further down your legs as you're stretching through the legs and your back. Breathe in to sit tall, breathe out, tuck your pelvis under. Just going to do 3 more of these. Take your arms behind your head. Breathe in to bring your head and your arms up. Breathe out to roll yourself up. And reach over your body, over your legs. Nice breath here. Focus your breath into your back to get an even greater stretch, and then sit tall. Let's do 2 more. Breathe in to sit tall. Breathe out, tuck that pelvis around. Keep tucking the pelvis around So you get your spine into the mat from the lower part of your spine up. You're not leaning back. Arms behind your head, breathing in, and then breathing out. Nice stretch again, and one more to go. Breathing in to sit tall, breathing out to roll your spine down. This is a lovely exercise for the spine as well as strengthening your abdominals. Take your arms behind your head, breathing in to bring your head and your arms up, breathing out to roll yourself up. One last stretch over your legs. Nice full breath into your back here, relaxing your shoulders, relaxing your head, straight behind your knees. And then sit nice and tall. Great, okay, from here, let's go into another stomach exercise called the obliques. So come to lying on your mat. And come into the relaxation position. So you have your legs bent with your feet and your knees hip width apart. Your pelvis is in neutral, and you're going to stay in neutral as you come into a double knee fold. So take a breath in. As you breathe out, engage your core, bring one leg up and then the other. Keep your knees and your feet hip width apart. So this is a slightly challenging way to do the obliques. You're going to take your hands, interlink your fingers and put them behind your head. Your elbows are coming out onto the ground as much as you can. If you're particularly tight in the shoulders and they don't quite reach, don't worry about that, but just see if you can get them out as much as you possibly can. We're going to do 10 on one side and 10 on the other. We're going to bring the elbow up to the opposite knee and lengthen the other leg away. And the other elbow will stay on the ground. It will all become quite clear when you see it, hopefully. So we're going to do 10, bringing the left elbow up to the right knee and extending the left leg. So you take a breath in. As you breathe out, you curl yourself up from the waist muscles. And then you breathe in to curl back down. So we're going to do 10 of these on this side. As you'll see, my right elbow is not shifting at all on the mat or the ground. So I'm using my waist muscles to curl up and across, and the breathing is breathing out to curl up, breathing in to curl down. That's 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now let's swap over. So now the left elbow stays where it is. Remember, you're curling up and across using your waist muscles. So take a breath in to prepare. As you breathe out, you curl up with your right elbow coming towards your left knee and extending your right leg. You breathe in to curl back down. You breathe out to curl up and in to come down. And breathe out to curl up, breathe in to come down. That's 3. And making sure that when you do this that neither of your hips come off the floor. So you keep them square on the mat. That's 6, 7, 8. Really work those waist muscles. 9 and 10. Now hug your knees into your chest, draw them towards your chest, getting a nice stretch in your lower back. Well done. Okay, let's do the plank with or without press-ups now, which is brilliant for upper body strength, and actually you're using your whole body, so it's a really good all-over body toner. So come into all fours, 4-point kneeling, and take a moment to get yourself into a good 4-point kneeling position. So you want to have your wrists underneath your shoulders and your hips above your knees. Have your back nice and lengthened and make sure your neck is in line with your spine and not dropped down below. So you use your neck muscles to bring it back up. I want you to really focus when we come into plank on using all your waist and abdominal muscles without having to shift your back. So that's your main focus. So here we go. Take a breath in to prepare. As you breathe out, engage all your abdominal muscles in your core and lengthen your left leg away, tuck your toes under, lengthen your right leg away, tuck your toes under. We're not going to do any press-ups on this one, we're just going to stay in this plank position, taking a full breath in and keeping your back nice and still. And then as you breathe out, engage your core, draw your right knee back under the hip and your left knee back under the hip. So you can either on each plank, either just stay in the plank and keep nice and strong and hold it there, or you can add press-ups. Add between 1 and 5 press-ups depending on how strong you're feeling. So take a breath in to prepare. As you breathe out, engaging your core, lengthen your right leg away now and then your left without lifting your back. So let's do some press-ups by literally just bending your elbows. You're not going to dip your neck, you're not going to dip in your waist. So your back stays absolutely still. And then stop and then bring your left knee back under the hip and your right knee back under the hip. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, engaging your core, lengthen your left leg away and then your right leg away. And now come into your press-ups. Do between 1 and 5, it's entirely up to you. That's 3, 4 and 5. And then bring your right knee back under and your left knee back under. So we alternate the legs we're leading out with and the legs that we're coming back with. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, engaging your core, lengthen your right leg away and then your left. Now add your press-ups. Carefully, don't dip your neck or don't dip through the waist. That's 4 and 5. And now bring your left knee back under the hip and your right knee back under the hip. We're going to do 3 more. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, engaging your core, take your left leg away and your right leg away. And now bring your press-ups into it if you wish, or you can just stay in your plank. And that's 5. Then bring your right knee under and your left knee under. Just 2 more. Take a breath in. Breathe out, engaging all your muscles around your waist. Lengthen your left leg, then your right. Now do your press-ups. And 4 and 5. Bring your left knee back under the hip and your right knee under the hip. 1 more. Take a breath in. Breathe out. Pull in your core. Right leg away, left leg away. Do your press-ups. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. Now bring your left knee back under the hip and your right knee. Well done. Now let's have a nice little rest. Bring your feet together, keep your knees apart. In fact, you can take them a little bit wider if you wish. Bring your bottom back onto your heels and rest your head on the mat. Now, if your head doesn't actually reach down to the mat, then get yourself a cushion, or you can rest on your fingertips or on your fists or on a cushion. But make sure you find something that you can rest your forehead on so you can really relax and you're not letting your head hang in the air. And again, it doesn't matter if your bottom doesn't reach to your heels. Even if you're up here, just have that sense of relaxing your bottom towards your heels. Your arms can be reached out in front of you and you get a nice stretch across the top of your arm. Or if you have a shoulder problem, then you can bring your arms by your side. We're going to stay here for 3 or 4 breaths and focus your breath into your back. As you breathe in and your ribs expanding out to the side, really helps stretch your spine and just let go of all your tension in your body. Let yourself really relax and release onto the mat. And then 1 more breath here. And then scoop your tummy in. Use your tummy to stay sitting on your heels and restacking your spine like we do when we come out of a roll down, starting from the base of the spine and working up to the top. If you have a knee problem, as you roll yourself up, you can come into high kneeling. Keep your pelvis tucked under and then restack your spine like this. Brilliant. So while we're here, let's do a little bit of stretching out the soles of the feet. Tuck your toes under and see if you can sit on your heels. If you find that sitting on your heels is too much, you can come to high kneeling, or even if that's too much, you can have your hands on the mat. But just try and encourage your bottom back towards your heels as much as possible. We'll stay here for a little bit. If it becomes excruciating, then you can come out of this position, get a bit of circulation back into your feet, then tuck your toes under and come back to sitting on them. Trouble is, we're wearing shoes all day long, our feet get really cramped and we lose any flexibility in the sole of the foot. So you can always do this while you're watching television or chatting to somebody, or any moment that you find you can stretch. It's amazing if you keep doing this how quickly you will stretch out the sole of your foot. So we'll stay here for a couple more breaths. If you're wanting to come out of it at any time, you can do so. Get the circulation back into your feet and then come back to sitting on your heels again. And now we'll stretch out the front of the foot. So untuck your toes and again see if you can come to sitting on your feet. Now this time you're getting a nice stretch through the front of your foot here. Again, a lot of people find that when they're lying on their front doing any of the exercises, when you're lying on your tummy, that they have to put a cushion under their front of their ankle because they cramp up. So if you stretch the front of your foot out in this position, it'll help get rid of that. And you can even lean back slightly and get a nice stretch through here. You'll often feel quite a strong feeling in your knees, as long as it's not a sharp pain that you need to draw away from. If it's a strong stretch, then try and breathe into it, try and relax into it, because it's amazing if you stretch these quads, our front of our thighs, how it also helps our knees. So again, it's a really good one to practice. So a couple more breaths here. And hopefully you feel nice and stretched out in your feet now. Now come to standing and we'll do a little bit of balance work. This also is very good for strengthening the feet, the arches of the feet and the ankles. Come to standing with your legs, feet and knees hip width apart like we did when we did the roll dance. This is a good general standing posture. Get yourself nice and connected through both legs evenly into the ground and have that sense of nice relaxed spine away from the hips. So try and keep everything relaxed but using the core, so pelvic floor, lower abdominal. We're going to rise up onto the toes. Try not to come forward as you rise up, but using your core you're going to come straight up. Okay, so take a breath in. As you breathe out, engage your core and come onto your toes. Come up as far as you feel comfortable. You can have your arms out to the side if you need to for your balance, or stay by your side. Stay here, take a breath in. Now as you breathe out, really use your big toes so they stay on the floor. Roll down slowly through the ball of your foot, the arch of your foot, and come to land on your heel. When your heel is down, do a little bend, but again make sure that your knees don't come in, that they stay over the first or second toe. And then breathe in to straighten your legs. Breathe out to rise onto your toes. Stay here while you breathe in. Keep those big toes working and then roll down with control through the ball of the foot, the arch of the foot. When your heels land, don't go back onto your heels. Keep your toes down and then a nice little bend, and hopefully you'll feel a nice little stretch through your calves. Breathe in to straighten your legs. Take a breath in. Breathe out, engaging your core. Rise up onto your toes. Stay here, take a breath in. And as you breathe out, roll down through your feet, heels land and a little bend. Breathing out, breathing in. We'll do one more like this. Breathing out to rise onto your toes. Stay here, take a breath in. And as you breathe out, roll down through your foot, ball of your foot, arch of your foot and your heel, and a little bend to get a nice stretch in your calf. Breathe in to straighten. Okay, we'll keep your toes where they are and now bring your heels together. Now you have to really use your inside thighs and pelvic floor. I want you to really try and keep your heels together when you rise on your toes and still use your toes. So take a breath in. As you breathe out, rise onto your toes. So use your inside thighs, pelvic floor. You'll also feel your buttocks working here. Staying here for a breath and then rolling down through the feet When your heels land, you do a bend, but again make sure that your knees stay out over your first or second toe. And again, feel your buttocks working. Breathe in to straighten your legs. Breathe out to rise onto your toes. Stay here, take a breath in. And as you breathe out with control, roll down through your feet. When your heels land, you do a little bend. Just let your body go straight down. Try not to come forward like that, but it's straight up and down. Breathing in to straighten, breathing out to rise onto your toes. Staying here as you breathe in, and as you breathe out, rolling down through your feet. Keep those heels squeezed, keep the inner thighs squeezed, and a little bend, and then we'll do one more. Breathing in to straighten, breathing out to rise onto your toes. Breathing in to stay here, breathing out to roll down through your feet with a little bend. And straighten. Great, keep your toes where they are, just bring your heels back to where they were. Another nice balancing exercise, but we're going to stretch the front of your thigh. Now if you find that you think you're going to lose your balance, you can always come near a wall and hold on with one arm, or at least have it there in case you think you might lose your balance. So from here, let's do the right side. So get nice and strong on that left leg. Bring the right foot off. See if you can reach the front of the ankle. What you don't want to do is grab your ankle like that because you twist the hips. So reach down, take hold of your ankle and draw your knees back, keeping them as close together as you possibly can. Try and get your knees together, but keep your hips to the front. Keep standing tall, nice tall spine. Shoulders back, tummy in. And feel a nice stretch through the front of your quad, your front of your thigh. Have that sense of your knee reaching down towards the floor. Another breath here. And then with control, let go of your ankle and come to putting your leg back down again. Again, try and have it in line with the hip so it's not in the center like that. Okay, get strong on the right leg now and we'll stretch the left quad. So get strong and then bring your left leg up, reach the front of your ankle and draw your knees around. Try and have your knees together, hips to the front, spine nice and tall, knee lengthening towards the floor and get a good stretch through the front. So it's getting your nice good balance through the right side, using your right leg for support. Feel that right support all the way up the inside of the leg. One more breath here. And then with control, let go and come to landing back on the floor. Fantastic, well done. Nearly finished. So let's just finish with a nice bit of re-energizing after all that static work. So from a standing position, you're going to breathe in, you're going to rise onto your toes, and you're going to breathe out, letting all that air out, bending your knees and swooping up and down, breathing in and breathing out, breathing in and breathing out. Oh, it's lovely feeling. Breathing in and out, and hopefully you've got a slightly taller ceiling than I have here, and out and up, and circle your arms around, a nice stretch, and just give yourself a little shake. Well done everyone, thank you very much indeed, and hopefully see you next time.